Well, hey guys, welcome back. Today we are doing a review on the Broadway Limited Challenger locomotive in Paragon 3. This is 3985, one of the more popular road names. There are lots of road names and road numbers available. Most recently released are some of the earlier versions, but they have both the later and earlier versions. Oil and coal tenders. MSRP $699.99, but you have discounts out there that bring this locomotive into the high $400 range. So not too bad, and the longest box I've ever seen. Very, very long box. This is side by side in this box here, but we'll take a look at what you get from Broadway Limited in this Paragon 3 re-release next. So, not to be vague, I went ahead and took a look. I didn't measure, but I kind of did a rough eyeball measure along with a little bit of aid, and it looks about 24 to 25 inches long on this box. So I don't have measuring tape handy down here, and I'm on a compressed time schedule because I'm busy today. But there you see the locomotive in the box side by side. That's why the box is so long. You've got the Paragon 3 manual, over 20 pages, gloss. It's got functions, CVs, all sorts of things in there. Exploded diagram for the tender and locomotive, Broadway Limited 1-year warranty, and a flyer for their choo-choo shoes, which are great for kids. And maybe we'll take a look at those a little later on. But the locomotive comes out of the box here. Can't say it's not well protected. Did a great job on protection. Just a little worried about shelf space for fitting things, but you know, get some deep shelves and slide this off. Oh, man. This is massive here. So you've got some traction tires, which are in the package, along with a key for removing the drivers to install the traction tires. You got a coupler here, spare coupler, and it looks like a coupler from the front. Now the locomotive is just held together by the side. Boy, it's not going to fit on this turntable, so that'll be interesting. But, or this table, I should say, for review purposes. When you lift this, they've got plastic and a soft cloth in there. And the locomotive already assembled comes out. Okay, this locomotive looks very much connected. I can't guarantee that it can't be disconnected, but it does not look easy to disconnect. So this review and the demonstration here showing different features is going to be all one, locomotive and tender. We'll just do it old school style where we work our way down here. So on the pilot, you've got a coupler cut lever. You have the pilot itself with the ability to swap out for a coupler. You've got the headlight with 3985 on the side, 3985 on the number boards. A bell that is free motion. You've got classification lights, from what I understand, light up. Grab irons on the smoke box door with all the rivet detail, along with 3985 shield there on the smoke box door. Dual stack exhaust, whistle up top. As we go down the side here, you've got the walkways, a lot of plumbing along the side, some of which is molded in, some of which is separately applied. And you've got the boiler and sand domes up top. I'm just going to zoom in here since we're stuck with a side view so you can get a closer look. You can see the handrails up top, drivers there on the side. I believe the side rods are in the exact same position, so you won't see them go in and out of sync. They did that on their big boy, but we'll check that later on. You can always reposition them to where they're out of sync, which will require just some minor work. You got the dynamo here up top, 3985 on the cab, trailing trucks, firebox rivet detail below, and nice plumbing detail as well. And as we work our way back to the back of the locomotive itself, no cab figures installed. There's a boiler backhead detail and seats there. Windows open and close. Vent up top is fixed. Rivet detail on the roof. Plumbing below the firebox. The tender is very well done as well. So far what I'm seeing from this Challenger locomotive is it's the most accurate for the oil tender. Far more accurate than the competition, the versions that you may have seen from other companies. Rear marker lights are supposedly operable. We'll take a look at that along with the rear light. Coupler cut lever, crew entry ladders. You got 3 water hatches up top. And as we move our way onto the other side, probably get a glimpse of the toolbox there on the oil tender as well. You've got silver bearing caps on trailing trucks and the tender, just like the excursion locomotive. I'm just going to zoom in, let you see the other side. A little bit of a different angle so you can see the detail on the roof of the oil tender there and the roof on the locomotive. Nicely detailed, very heavy, and if it's like everything else Broadway Limited, it probably will pull a few dead horses. Alright, track power is applied. We're going to hit F9 for the startup sequence. Alright, we are under steam. Let's go ahead and listen to some sound, starting with the bell. Whistle. There's also an alternate whistle on F22. I like that one better, so we'll just stick with that one. F3 is coupler slack. You have to move the locomotive in order to get that. You also may have noticed that the locomotive has a steaming whistle. Great feature, first NHO from Broadway Limited when they did their big boy. Now they've incorporated this in the Challenger. F4 is air pump. F5 is blow down when stopped and increased chuff intensity when moving. F6 is water fill. F7 turns the smoke on and off. F8 is volume or mute. F9 starts up or shuts down. You already listened to the startup sequence where the engineer walked up to the locomotive. Locomotive came to life, and then you got the lights and the number board lights along with the classification lights all lit. F10 is coal shovel or auger. We'll skip some of these. F13 is grade crossing horn. We'll do that one. It's very cool that even though it's grade crossing function, the whistle still goes through the procedures and blows the smoke out. You've got passenger sounds, freight sounds, all sorts of sounds. We'll just do one example of that. So lots of different functions. One of my favorite from Broadway Limited is the macro, where you can record a sequence and then go through it. So you record it and then you play it, and the locomotive will blow the whistle, ring the bell, do whatever recorded sequence you put in there. Those are in the higher functions of F27 and F28. All right, let's go ahead and move this under slow speed control and take a look. There's one speed step. You see the synchronized puffing smoke. There's the chuff. 4 chuffs per revolution, which is correct. There's 2 speed steps. Smoke coming out of both stacks, which is awesome. 4 and 5. So pretty smooth, a little bit of jerk at first. Maybe on one speed step, you got 1 in reverse. Looks like 1 is just not enough to keep it going. 2 is completely smoothed out. 3. There's 4 and 5. And you can just see it is billowing with smoke, but you can always change that around. You can turn the smoke off. Hard to see from this angle, but when it is stopped, the cab light comes on, which is pretty cool as well. I'm going to zoom in on the headlight. I believe that's a beautiful white LED light. Everything's beautiful white with a slight golden tint to it, which makes it nice. Slightly out of focus as the smoke's getting in the view. But as you can see, that's a great color. Great LED color and temperature. Here we've got a back view of the locomotive with the classification lights, or rear marker lights in this case, and the rear headlight or tail light. Really well done. Beautiful locomotive. As you can see over here, the Paragon 3 receiver is connected to the subwoofer that they offer separately. This locomotive has sounds that are augmented by that subwoofer. Chuffing sounds, locomotive sounds, even the whistle. So let's listen in. If you've got a subwoofer on your TV, laptop, desktop, you'll be able to hear it. It's one of my favorite features. It really adds some realism, trackside experience, or something to hook the kids into the hobby, so I think it's great all around. Also, while I've got you on this angle, the chuff intensity increases the smoke output. So a light chuff will create light smoke as you're barely moving along. I'll go ahead and back this up here. It may be seen from this angle, it may be hard to see from this angle. And then as you increase chuff intensity, the smoke volume, thickness even, it looks like increases. Very, very cool technology. Go for the pull test. 7.5, 7.7. That is very, very high. That is over 100 freight cars, probably over 100 passenger cars, more than you'll ever need. All right, I've caught a little bit of hard time from some people about my coupler height checks. So, correct way to use a coupler height gauge, I have been told, is to not actually connect it necessarily, but to line it up and to see if the center line of the KD coupler height gauge or coupler itself on the height gauge is lined up with that coupler. As you can see, the rear coupler is at an angle down. Looks close, but I think in coupling it's off. When it's connected, it looks close, but again, you be the judge, because I've got a few folks that are very, very adamant about the coupler thing. I understand, so you be the judge, because I don't have the perfect angle. I'm looking at the viewfinder right now. It does look like it's angled slightly down, but it looks like it's coupled right. So that is the coupler height check. Be your own judge, maybe slightly low. All right, I've got the cardboard that the locomotive's on for the scale teared out. So this is correct, but 2.66 pounds, 2 pounds, 10.5 ounces, 42.5 ounces, 1,205 grams, or 1.2 kilograms. So looks like I just lost a little bit of weight. But anyway, there's a very hefty locomotive at over 2.5 pounds. It's crazy. But beautiful locomotive, and the weight helps with the pulling power nonetheless. Well, that is going to wrap it up for the review on the Broadway Limited Challenger with Paragon 3 sound, DC, DCC, dual decoder. It's a great locomotive. Only negative thing I could find was slow speed control. You probably saw it stop on occasion. A ton of positives on this locomotive. Great technology, great weight, pulling power, smoking whistle, very, very new in the industry of HO, brought to you by Broadway Limited in the actual big boy locomotive for the first time just a few months ago. And again, they follow up with the Challenger. Another thing you'll rarely hear me say, this is definitively the best Challenger in the market right now. When you see and compare this to other locomotive manufacturers that have made the Challenger in the past, going all the way back, this thing clearly takes the cake. It is awesome. It's the most eye-popping locomotive I've seen in a while, and I do a lot of reviews. And also it's right up my alley because I'm a UP Heritage Steam and Heritage Fleet guy, and this is 3985, the iconic locomotive that ran all the way till 2010, and we hope to see again on the rails at some point. You'll get to see it on the rails in HO scale, because I'm going to leave you with a run-by of the locomotive and the short consist at my grade crossing, and we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.